Hi, I'm Joy Macknight, Technology and Transaction Banking Editor at The Banker, and I'm here with Brian Caplen, who's editor of The Banker, and we're doing the sort of wrap-up at the end of the Sibos in Singapore 2015. What do you think were the main themes this year?
Well, Joy, I think your prediction was absolutely right. That this year, for the first time for several Siboses, regulation, while still important, isn't the main talking point. And this year, I think it's been very much about innovation and technology. And to me, it's starting to have a bit more kind of meat on the bone, right? So we've all talked about the different kind of technological innovations and so forth. But I think the banks are starting to realize, what it means in business terms and how they can start to monetize some of the new innovations coming along. I mean, for one example is financial inclusion. So financial inclusion is something we've written about a lot over the years in The Banker, but it's always been something that's kind of vaguely charitable and something that wasn't really sort of mainstream banking. But with a mobile phone, and people are talking about mobile phones for $15 in India, and then so poor people with low incomes can start to do banking, send remittances, make transactions over mobile phones with small commissions. But nevertheless, the banks can start to make money out of these things.
Excellent, that sounds really good. And have you seen anything else, or is there anything else that's come to the fore that maybe you were a bit surprised about?
Well, I mean, clearly, faster payments is on the move. And again, there's an issue around the business models. So most of the banks, that have done it have given it away for free. But I think we're starting to talk about, the overlay, the apps that can come out of it. And does that all have to be done by fintech companies, or can some of it be done by the mainstream banks? But I think you've been looking at faster payments yourself, so perhaps you've got some views on it.
I have. I think it was quite a hot topic here. And if you think about it, there's been a number of jurisdictions or countries that have already gone live with faster payments. And I think that, the jurisdictions that are now looking at it, which include Canada, US, the Europeans, they're starting to look at it now. And I think the interesting thing is they're learning lessons from what has gone before. But most interesting is that they all seem to have very different flavors of a faster payment or an immediate payment or an instant payment. And I think that will play out in the future, and we'll see a lot of different ways, different things developing. But I also think that if you think about the thing that really underpins it all is the ISO 20022 standard,
right?
The messaging.
Because
standard.
one of the big issues is cross-border transactions, right? So we start to get 15, 20 faster payment systems around the world, but are they going to talk to each other?
Well, I think that's the idea, really, is that no one is starting these new projects without having that basic infrastructure, the messaging standard. So, most of them are domestic systems, but at the same time, they need to look to the future. They need to look 10 years out, and what they need to do is actually talk cross-border as well. So that's why the ISO 20022 comes into play.
So lots to talk about in Sibos 2015. Obviously, we've videoed a lot of people and we've had lots of discussions. Looking forward to doing it all again at Geneva next year.